It's fucking broken.
Pluto. Sorry, I meant Hades. Thank you. And Osiris, okay. Who the heck is Nurgle?
And here you are.
I just shoot him.
Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld.
It's a Warframe character.
You with curiosity, mortal. Ever since your arrival,
Oh, dude, do you remember
unlike
how giant the character creator was for that stinking game?
what is more, you carry a weapon
Everyone looks so dumb.
intended for mortals to wield.
I
Yeah.
don't know how it is now, but that's been years.
But there will be time for your reckoning.
I should know I've logged on every day to stop playing it.
As a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
Oh yeah, what's your story, my guy?
The story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
Tell me about the my
It is
balls.
a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful.
Only his front, like, 6 teeth are textured.
So just for all of them, everybody in the game.
There are rules even I must obey.
I think they removed the game from Skyrim, but I wouldn't mind trying the mod in Skyrim. I think it would be so jank but funny.
In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow.
The developer couldn't even mention the word Skyrim at all when he was promoting the game, I believe. I'm not sure how strong or how ruthless Bethesda's lawyers are.
Remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I
Todd himself shows up to punch him in the face.
Oh, pulls out the strap. The same strap.
This is my beloved.
I didn't see a woman on your left. There she is.
Known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians,
I don't think she's alive, my man. She is not moving.
and Proserpine to the Romans.
She's frozen.
You might know the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long.
Sorry.
That
She's a honey.
you would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. A
Real
Roman
unique,
chose
these
the
Romans.
mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your
Well, Karen is my right out of here, my guy.
as you wish. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago. That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered
Gonna
guidance
simmer
in
these
our
balls, baby.
toolcraft and law. You called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon
Not his Proserpina.
guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sea.
No? Okay, makes sense why she was not moving.
Sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day...
Man, playing Hades was great homework.
Done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
This is a pretty long time.
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many.
I do hate his hair though.
But perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina. As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten. To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute a...
Bro, this is rigged. The randomness shows a kleptomaniac.
A rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in
This dude gets out of like a
possession
3-week-long prison sentence and instantly walks across the street and steals a jar.
As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepone's along with it. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates.
I keep meaning to ban this or block this subreddit. Right. So eyebrows are all. And I saw this the subreddit come up, Trash Taste. I was like, yo, that's so up my alley. And then it's like it's some group on the internet, like a streamer house or whatever. I was like, oh frick, man. Like I still haven't blocked it yet. So whenever I'm scrolling through, I'm like, yo, new subreddit that people that's for Trash Taste. That's so me. But no.
And a Trojan named Aeneas.
Like, eyebrows trashy. I like seeing people be trashy. Sometimes.
And so from Sumer to
It's like,
Egypt, Greece
it would have been so good.
Your
But
kind
nonetheless.
always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
But like, a lot of the trashy stuff is just kind of stupid.
Of course,
On trashy, I do only browse by top of the week,
that is
once a week, and that's pretty much it for like an hour.
but yes, it is my doing.
Anything below like 2,000 upvotes is just not even that good.
That is a story dating back to the very first wave.
Like, oh, this couple got handsy inside of McDonald's. Yeah, this happened 1,000 times on the subreddit.
Their ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife. A prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and
I do have to say, I do enjoy the trashy posts that are
first woman
them on an airplane taking a selfie and just some bystander's feet are just dangling in their face. It's so good. I've never been in a plane. I don't need other people's feet around me. I could just imagine just looking up and just seeing a good pair of little feet above me. It's very nice.
But she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked.
Okay, I just wanted to hear some of your dialogue. I didn't really care about the Dewey man inside the caves.
Broke her neck on the rock.
You were telling me like an 8-hour story.
I was watching, and I decided to answer her
And this is about the stinking, what's her face?
left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their
I mean,
sight
there's
and
about so there's 23 people alive with this current
witness to and
cycle.
your kind
There's about like 70 to 80 of the statues. This is like a BR.
sentinels. I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law.
There's in 5 teams of like 20,
Disobey,
practically.
and you always disobey. You force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. Consolation prize.
Yeah, with his 9mm pistol like
The
that.
golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, for the Romans.
At Apollo's, I feel like he carries a
As my
strap around.
collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? For you, perhaps. I am able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears. and their
Yes, the
eyes.
statues have told me you've been listening to me the last 8 hours of play.
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
I know, calm yourself.
Then what an odd question. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Have you seen Bezos?
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
Musk?
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
Okay, just fair enough. That's fine. I get it. I do want to finish this before Jeffrey shows up.
I have seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others. Now tell me, what others... The midwife in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule? The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves. They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine. Now
Okay,
tell
I
me-
see, I see. Now you're good. You're fine.
Very well. Very good. Then now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here? If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal.
Nah, it's been in his toes.
It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
Oh, baby.
You got me in the mood to scroll through Trashy, and I'm like 25 posts down, and Bomb Squad called to A&E where a patient turns up with World War II shell lodged in his rectum.
I didn't see that.
You face death here. So, tell me, why should I submit to the so-called Golden Rule?
Insane.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
I don't think it really matters. So we'll go with Decius, because that dude's just as thinking snake. Oh, we can do all four of them, okay.
Confused fellow, that one. I admit, I have grown disturbed watching them. His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. If you're right, my involvement...
God, if I didn't have to sit through like a half-hour dialogue, I would have just shot him. It would have been so funny.
But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law? You are either deluded or a liar. You will make a fine...
Frick.
Do you really think you can... How dare you threaten her? The many shall suffer for the sins.
Oh man. Give me that crown, baby. Excuse me. Wait, hold on. Oh, we're on time. Easy. Skirt, skirt, skirt. There she got shattered. Serpentine. I feel like if I didn't say yes, we would have been, you know, in the works. Ow. Oh, skeleton. We had it for abolishing the rule. We go do your stuff. I just shouldn't have said yes. I should have said no. Let them do it anyway. I didn't think. I didn't want to talk back to him. Pluto. Hades. Osiris. Osiris. Ugh. And Negril. Nergal.
Go. Oh, it is
I'm gonna see if I can do this again. Up from the city. Like, I'd like to talk him down.
How so? And how is that working for you? So you say, and yet your world is still imperfect. You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that? Perhaps. But if that was so, surely I would have sensed his deception. How could I have been so blind for so long? Your words.
God, I'm good. I almost had it the first try too, but didn't just go with yes.
Perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
That's fine.
Once this exodus
I don't care for any of those people down there.
The events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox.
Who the heck is saying, I want to stay with the Romans
That is the risk you have taken.
2,400 years ago? 2,800 years ago.
Now, are you ready? Farewell, mortal.
Herculean task. There's the boy, just on time, too. There's the laddie. How you doing, Stinky?
I'm doing alright.
Oh,
I'm just finishing up.
hi there.
That's okay.
Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Taryn squeezing a turd out right now.
Here I
No,
am.
he's serious. Browsing our
I'm
trashy.
sorry, I didn't catch your
Mm.
name.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Hello.
did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time. Learning about the history of this place.
Guy's,
It is extraordinary.
How's it going,
I'm
Jeffrey?
fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city in about 2,000 years.
Yeah, I
a
feel
lot
it.
better
Us,
if
the
there
last
wasn't
person
an
in here
issue.
was a Roman man named Galerius,
And I can't even,
who inscribed
what's it
an
called?
account
I wasn't even
of
able to take him to the vet tonight because it's Sunday and
Exotic animal,
95%. Yeah, he's an exotic animal,
Yeah.
and 95 of all the exotic animal places are closed.
This is wild to me.
unknown god.
On
Yeah,
Sundays?
Because the bunnies are the
On
same way,
Sundays.
dude.
Like the
Yep.
1,000 people who-
Bunnies and
Bunnies?
Yeah,
they're
and
exotic
birds.
animals. Yeah.
Just as Galerius.
What?
It's like dogs, cats. Like they're the only things like that aren't exotic.
Yeah.
Those are common house pets. If it can be sold at a pet store, it shouldn't be counted as an exotic
I
pet.
think even
Yeah, right.
fish are exotic too. So
Foiling an assassin.
That's insane.
It is ridiculous.
Like if I can go down to Petco and buy one, like
Temple of the mysterious god. This one right here.
Oh yeah, he's sleeping right now.
And the doors
like-
just opened up to her.
Like a day ago,
Knows what went on.
fucking
go to a farm upstate.
Galerius wrote
No,
that he
no.
must have been more persuasive
like
than
a day
Odysseus.
ago, my parents moved his enclosure to a different location,
And the voice
and
of that god
they
rang out
like
over
when they
the
were moving it, his
Many have suffered long
his
enough.
like perch that he sits on to get closer to the heat lamps fell over,
Stop.
and they didn't notice, but it like landed on a part of his head, so like the back side of his head, he might have like a skull fracture because it's like kind of like hanging down. But I talked to a specialist earlier, and he doesn't have any signs of brain damage. There's no bleeding or broken skin like his fucking eardrum, like their exposed eardrum. It wasn't punctured or anything like that, so he should be good for the night, and then tomorrow morning I'll be taking him out. I just like kind of took a little bit more extra time, so I wasn't all super sad when I got on.
yeah, I gotcha. It's like it's stupid. Like he's like
Yeah.
9 to 5. That's the only time you bring an exotic animal in on the weekend or the weekdays maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true of any vet, though. They're fucking hours of operation.
I mean,
Otherwise,
you
you're
can-
paying
if it's
thousands
in-
of dollars at an animal hospital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's fucking weird. Or not weird, but crazy.
Okay, but this isn't your dialogue. Pull out the gun. They took my gun away from me.
What?
Freaking that stinking god Hades just took my gun, man. Or Pluto, sorry, this time.
80 shit on your dick.
Yeah, man.
Lucky.
You're back. But you're alive. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
Fuck.
Ah,
Yes, Karen, I found Al.
thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why
Al,
don't you
these
tell me
nuts.
what you discovered while we wait?
Al these balls. You are actually the ferryman. Yes.
I thought you might. Well, now you
Give
know.
up, give up. I'm not doing that.
Suppose you
This
have
is...
choices.
No, I'm not playing a mission from
You
chapter
can just
20.
call me
Get the
Karen.
fuck out of my face. I'm not even there yet.
I am sorry I was not.
What are you feeling, Jeffrey?
completely honest with you when we first met.
What?
Frasaki, what are you feeling?
I
mean, the
couldn't
new
care
killer
less.
is that one did by daylight. I threw a Dauntless.
If you think for a second I'm downloading bad Monster Hunter, you're wrong.
Okay.
A dragonfly!
People can change.
Yeah, people can change, not video games. They're bad, they're bad.
My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the
Do I want to
chosen
have two
to cross
senseis,
the
or just
threshold
one?
from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
Thanks.
You playing Genshin?
Usually,
No, I'm playing Honkai.
do not remember
Same thing.
No, it's very different.
Literally same thing.
It's not.
Stop there too.
Fucking gaslight me one more time, you motherfucker.
yourself on
You like that image I shared earlier?
you really want to.
Which one?
in 2021, you spent 220 hours gaslighting women.
You were a mission to recover a collection of stolen relics.
Oh,
including two
goodness.
silver coins of ancient origin from a powerful criminal.
You're telling me this stinking military sent me out to run a covert mission with 10 bullets and a 9mm pistol?
You were followed.
Are you playing Metal Gear?
You get a bullet in that.
But the
and then just put him to
Nazis
sleep.
destroyed the vehicle with you in it. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He'd
Is that really
already
murder,
surveyed
though?
the scene, and you followed a few hours
What if you put him to sleep against their will?
that man's
No,
And they never wake up?
I'm spotting to the ferryman of the dead, Charon.
You were each in possession of a sacred coin.
I'm just going to assume that you said that wrong and judge you internally.
No, her name is Charon.
Alright.
Though in Hades, the game, she goes, for all his dialogue.
Purpose. There is
Yeah, Charon is traditionally a man. I think.
It's throw you off, probably. This game,
No, it's to gaslight the gamers.
maybe.
The underworld has finally run
It's to incite rage in the Battlefield 2042 community.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have heard
It's a big cum shot on my
It's
chest.
just like, this hood is just so jank looking.
Well, those stories can
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you would think it was like a bag.
any coin would do. A long time ago,
And I never seen a hoodie with like such a deep V-neck. Like the zipper is topped off, but like it's so deep for a hoodie like that.
my orders were sent
Like, I zipped up all the way.
whenever a person died in possession.
No, Jeffrey, he's right.
I
I'm looking at it too.
and ferry them here.
My soul.
It means I am now bereft of purpose.
Also, I like that you figured her out, and as soon as you were like, I know you're like the ferryman, and her eyes turned fucking red.
After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
This bitch really the
I
ferryman.
see no point in keeping
What?
but I have to
Spoilers for a game nobody else is gonna play.
that
This game is very good actually, and it's getting like great reviews.
here comes Al now.
Alright.
Probably better than the Skyrim mod, to be fair. It's still
Nick is single-handedly review bombing positively a video game.
it's still like, I'm still scared. I believe it was a mod for Skyrim that got turned into an actual game.
And there was a tablet describing
What
an
the
oracle
hell?
who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story, and I look forward to hearing all about it. But
900
you two
crystal
are
volume?
exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Last Christmas,
Oh,
I sniffed
absolutely.
on your fart. The very
Bury me
next
home.
day, I had pink eye.
1 year later, oh, the epilogue, baby. And it's not like Hades ready to play an extra 75 runs. Dude, like, I hated that about Hades. I finished the main story about 22 runs in.
You made it.
Then I had to wait until like 60 to 70 runs to get the epilogue done. For like an extra hour of dialogue. Not even. 5 minutes of dialogue.
Everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius's tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there?
Did Galerius write a story about how Pagaditi came in and yelled 5 people's names, then he saved the town, became mayor, and then really disappeared? Yo, he's alive?
You're finally here. Remember me?
I have no idea what is going on.
You disappeared. Charon appeared.
His name's Galerius?
Turning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives
There's a
over.
joke somewhere in there.
For some reason,
I've called him Galanta.
your world instead of ours. Conversation, and I wasn't even sure
Chefs, this guy looks like
Hey,
Mr. Clean.
These jokes write themselves,
freeing
dude.
us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life. Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria.
I read Umbrella.
Too, with enough room for Dooley, of course.
I used Charon's gift to buy an umbrella.
Sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married. If you want to be around, we'd love
Oh
to see you.
yeah.
Of course, there's a whole museum
Oh,
full of people
baby.
waiting for a chance to thank you. So you better keep moving.
Oh no, I gotta go talk to each person, each of these 23 people individually. Achievement unlocked, by the way.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you.
You've met me.
So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, I realize you put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this.
Oh, is Kobe actually joining us for something? Yeah, he's on the home screen, dude. He's on his Xbox.
No, his
Let's go.
Xbox is
Okay, I'm
on.
gonna skip all this optional stuff and just go finish it.
He invited me to a party.
Oh.
I
This
just
is
invited
very-
him
oh
to
my
a party
God.
too. I might join him and see what he's doing.
Okay.
Hello.
I just invited him, so I'll give him a second, see if he wants to show up. If not, maybe he'll be like, "Hey, Aaron, we should
Hello.
we should finish Code Vein."
Ugh.
Greetings.
Did you ever finish? Did you ever figure out if Anvil was 4-player compatible or no?
I did not. It's gone. I mean, do you want some DBD?
We could.
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't
Oh, really?
want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him. I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us.
Opus, me boy.
Our very own wine. Thanks.
I mean, if I have time, I'll do the dialogue. They all only have like one extra line of dialogue to do, so whatever.
Hello. It's you.
Oh, hello.
Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely
I mean,
home in the
just
countryside.
8 minutes ago, you would have been beheaded for
And
giving me that information.
of course, it feels like the world has just
Baby still in the womb.
for us. There's so much to learn and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us, for all of us. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere. If you'd like to ask her yourself.
I've seen Graham Graham.
See you
Graham,
later.
Graham.
Hello. I'm Dooley.
You meant to do an update, so I would make sure you're good.
Galerius
What?
said
The Dead by Daylight, if you are doing that, the artist came out this week, so.
Hades are getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now.
You got him a cell phone? You got him a Nintendo DS?
Box that tells stories. It's my favourite thing. Bye bye.
You're the Oracle, right?
Don't call me that.
Oh, of course. Sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation. Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I
Still,
speak
like,
English and
you guys were
Spanish.
living
Eventually,
in
I want to
Rome
travel the world and write about it.
forever ago.
What?
Now you're now in
30 times
the
bigger than the Roman
summertime in the
Empire ever
2000s.
was.
Mm.
There are entire continents
Oh,
Rome never knew existed.
got accumulated quite early.
Almost anywhere
That's
in
some
Europe.
stone down in the
It's rather
background.
like flying on a Pegasus, but much more
Stone
comfortable.
Cold Steve.
Oh, sorry,
Dong.
I already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited.
See the new year Fortnite starts Tuesday?
I have
I
noticed people
saw-
all the time have no idea how
The Rock?
fortunate
Yeah.
they are. I hope to change that.
Yeah, he was the guy that was like
Last I
the
heard,
anti-hero, I guess.
kept insisting
I don't remember
that
what
the last
we did when we last played.
Roman Empire.
I remember
couldn't
doing
tell you.
one of the things where we had to go help
Hospital.
uh,
As for Claudia, she was always
the
We had to
default
help
skin
yeah, default skin, dude.
of how climb the tower, and then that dude who was like flying was controlling the ball.
The banana got snapped.
Yep.
I can't help feeling
Master
so
Chief was there.
He was there.
Schadenfreude? Thank you. You're very kind. Ugh, someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now on. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently,
You have a
he
stinking penthouse in London. I think you're doing pretty well for yourself.
bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it? Nigeria? Some people have all the luck. Really? Huh. I feel better already. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good seeing you again, Lolia.
Too. If you're ever in London, let me know.
I'll let you know I'll be in London. I hope so. Hello, Lucretia.
nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but...
Sorry for shooting you that one time, Lucy.
So...
2 times.
I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. You too.
Don't be a stranger.
Hey.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life, and reuniting Scintilla with us as well. So, thank you. I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot, but some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides. Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind forever.
I did finish my Forza challenges.
Nice.
Thanks. Oh,
So I got the car and everything. And the F1. And I have 2
I didn't do any
F1s.
of that stuff yet.
it'd be nice to
You can get the
I
F1.
didn't finish that.
Yeah. I don't believe you can get the F1 this week because you missed summer, right?
oh, I see what you did there.
What?
You never finished summer, right?
More trouble adapting.
You didn't play during summer?
2 that I didn't do.
Oh, okay. I thought you only missed the DeLorean.
So we started some kind of
I bought the DeLorean off
Oh,
of
okay.
the
Auction house?
thing. Yeah.
instinct. And there's
I was like,
something
no,
makes
I
me
just want
angry
this.
killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out, and his life along with it. You know what they say: live by the sword, die by the sword. You're not wrong. See you at drinks later, I hope.
The epilogue never ends.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Don't call me that.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. You know what? The important thing is, we'll never see him again. Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
Exactly, that's what I've been
He's
saying.
still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me. Then I suppose he got his wish. You too. See you around.
Oh, this is my guy.
Greetings. You must be the legendary
Sorry,
Oracle.
Durandal, taking
It is a
your
sincere privilege to
stuff
find
away.
out
Durandal?
your acquaintance.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Honkai.
What?
Playing Honkai Impact.
I am told we
us from Hades, and for
You got a
that,
problem?
I am most grateful.
Kind
Okay,
of.
if you do.
Boot up Dead by Daylight, see if you have the patch.
I am reacquainting
You know, that's a
myself
great
with
idea.
it. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld. And
All I did was ruthless.
you too, my friend.
You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia. I wanted to say
Hola, Fabia.
sending Galerius to save my life.
Not swap, upgrade.
How you knew? I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure. I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night. Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging.
Oh, she's a memer?
Yoga pants. What a time to be alive. Thank you. I really am. You too.
When she knows about Sonic speedrunning? Oh, the Hermit.
Gambit Man.
I take it you're
Gambit
the one
Man.
everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
You say Gambit Man 3 times in a mirror.
I'm sorry.
He steals your modes.
Oh no.
I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your Catabasis to thank for it. I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again. My sincere thanks.
Don't eat anybody.
Some soiree, innit?
You don't even want to know.
You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. I'm Daisius. Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very
For sure,
wealthy man.
Flame's gone.
Thank you. Most gracious of you. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market.
I'm sorry, Fish. Taking your items away.
In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice. You being the oracle and future seer and all that. On
Fuck it, I'll just upgrade another one.
I can't decide between fossil fuels,
Or not.
tobacco, gambling, and arms. What would you recommend? Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
Broadcast television, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm gonna make a bloody fortune. Of course, don't let me keep you.
Give me the fucking.
Alright. Then I don't know who you are. Octavia? I remember you.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you.
Spoken to you once and then broke into your cave.
I'm thankful that you're here.
You are a bad,
I
bad
was
person.
sure the person who drove
I
us
was doing Groundhog Day stuff. You wouldn't understand.
visit the light
Yeah.
house. But thank you. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm trained.
I mean, I would have had this done before.
After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his
Before Sagi, but I didn't go live till late, and then I was preparing dinner for like an hour.
Like you helped
All good.
I wanted to have it done. And I didn't know there was going to be an epilogue where I get to interact with everybody in the city, every single citizen inside the city, and get their life story about what they're doing after coming to current times.
Thank you for
Very
your
good
kind
game.
words and for liberating us all.
I know there's no anime in it, so sorry, Jeffrey.
Underworld, I never once
Okay.
imagined that I might
One that
end
you're
up
playing?
Yeah, the Forgotten City.
so much
Skyrim mod.
Uh-uh.
I'm recovering.
We took your gun away.
Octavia was kind enough
Hey,
to
you
stay
put
for
my
a
gun away.
while, and At least until I'm
Don't remind
well
me.
enough to be independent again. Ah, you remember that.
You see the 9 horse?
But that's all right.
Yeah, what about it?
Everyone's losing their mind over the 9 horse, man.
Why?
Because like, I guess they didn't play during Trials of the 9. So they'd never seen the horse before. But like, they're all seeing the horse for the first time.
That's fucking crazy.
There's a lot of new players for the game, though. that were in
Yeah,
there.
I guess. But at the same time, it's like, dog, it's just a horse.
It is just a horse. I'm more annoyed people are giving it a name.
And you.
What?
Nah, it's like it's you ever see the communities do that? Like some dude will be like, "Oh, this thing's this animal's name like they named the horse Juan." Some dude makes a post like, "Oh, this is Juan now." And they go, "Oh, Juan, okay, hello Juan, hello Juan."
Oh god.
And then it's just like now it's baked in everybody's mind. The horse is named Juan.
No, that motherfucker's named Butt Stallion 2.0.
Maybe they're having fun, so they stop being curmudgeon.
Hmm?
I should just stop being curmudgeon. Like they're just having fun.
No,
But,
that's just a part of getting older, man. You shit on the
Oh,
phone
being
of
curmudgeon.
everybody else. Just being bitter 24/7. You know? You're never gonna be a real old man if you can't yell at a kid for smiling.
That smile off your face, bucko.
Yeah, wipe that smile off your
We're all
face, you
moisture
fucking
farmers.
brat.
What's there to smile about?
I remember when I was pogged for Halo Infinite. Now the Covenant are actually here.
Now, I think it is time I had some fun. Indeed. Thank you, Oracle.
You tried to kill me?
Nice to meet you. I go by Rufus now. New start, new name. Oh, and thanks, by the way, for what you did. Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff. I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it
These eyebrows get me every time.
good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet.
Bro, it's been a year?
One adjustment at a time. Huh. Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant. You too. Look us up.
Alright, Virgil.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for help.
Did you check for your update?
No, I'm still
Okay.
doing this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know the
I'm
Windows Store is kind of finicky.
trying to get
It's-
stuff
you're good.
finished.
I'm studying to be an architect again and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in
So are you pogged for
just down the river from
Tuesday?
Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of
When
course,
does
so
Halo drop on Tuesday night?
since I was there last.
I don't know.
I know it's the 8th is the release date, so it's I think it's like 9 p.m. Tuesday. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing the dungeon though tomorrow, Tuesday, definitely.
Yeah, I'll do the dungeon Tuesday.
As Rufus said in his own laconic way.
Aaron bought it and everything too, so.
We'd love to show
Wow.
you around.
And he also bought the yeah, like
Okay.
Evening.
I talked to Gabriella, yeah.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm Ulpius.
Don't tell me he's talking about OBS.
I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you
OBS.
just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if
I
I'd
don't
given
care
up
about the Harsher of the Void. Whimsicott.
and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way, sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now, and watching the sunset over the rolling hillside. And I couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Nice. Thumbs up, dude, bro.
Wouldn't be here without you. You too.
Alworth, how do you do?
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Persephone.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been
Nope.
saying for a long, long time.
I forgot you were even a character in this game.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Persephone.
You're Persephone. I thought you were the doctor.
And now, a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person. And thank you for freeing all these people. And me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him that prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way. Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels like I've known you forever.
It wasn't that many loops.
And one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good. Because they were...
Alright, you ready, Aaron?
Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes...
All of that ready?
To the underworld in which
Oh no, we're doing that by daylight?
none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus...
Okay.
Be proud of yourself.
The canon ending, he'd done it. Hmm. Okay, I know the first world is only 2 players, but you were never a host, so you didn't know. Alright, I've watched this before. I'm okay. I don't need to get their email. Seafood is food. Slash marker.
You fucker.